Good morning everybody, this is the next instalment of a vlog with a view. Now I'm hoping that this is not going to be too windy, a vlog with a view. We are on the seafront at Cleveland's, just at the end of Victoria Road West. That's the Sea Swallow. So I'm going to go down onto the beach and I'm going to do this next instalment. This is episode 2 and this is about working from home, which is a bit of a juxtaposition when I'm on the beach. But nonetheless, I've been in Cleveland's doing a Cleveland's town centre video, so I thought we'd come and walk on this little bit of beach for a change of scenery while I'm in the area. Fascinating fact, I believe that this is sea lettuce, this really bright green stuff. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly sure it is. It's been windy, so there's quite a bit washed up. Anyway, so to today's vlog, I said to you when I did the first one that I would make a little list of different subjects and different things to talk about. So I thought the first one that we would do as a random is about working from home, because it's something I've got, shall we say, extensive experience of, and it's something that a lot of you are ending up doing. And we all know that the best advice that you can get is from somebody that's already done it. So I thought I might share one or two of my trade secrets and challenges with you. Bit of sea glass, there'll be interruptions for sea glass, sorry. You've got to bend down and pick up a really good one when you see a good one. That's a nice one. Just interrupt to say that this beach has moved a lot. I've not been right down on the beach here for a while. And all this wind we've had recently has obviously shifted it. So I shall just have to pick my way through this slightly wet bit around the rocks, because I've not got my wellies on. And I do hope it's not too windy. Anyway, back to the subject that we're supposed to be talking about. So, way back in the mists of time when dinosaurs roamed the earth, I've been married 28 years, so it must be 28 years this August. We decided to start a business, and it was a strange set of circumstances, because I'd got a job at the time that was, as I politely described it the other day, toxic. It was an office full of women. Do I need to say any more? Resulted one afternoon in me walking out of work and saying I'm not coming back. Best thing that could have ever happened, I must say, because the opportunities that created and the things it pushed me into doing are, well, unbelievable to say the least. So, having been, shall we say, pushed out of my job, we decided that we needed to do something else. And after that, I didn't really want to go back into working for another office full of women. I didn't really want to go back to working for anybody, if I'm honest. Couldn't afford to pack working at the time. I mean, my husband had got a good job, but you know, we were young and we'd got bills to pay and a mortgage and one thing and another. My dad had always done freelance design work, so we decided that we would revisit that, and we would see if we could put together a group of clients where my dad did the design work and I did the account management and all the business side of it, and we would see what happened and where it took us. And as they say, the rest is history. So we started scratching about for a name and looking to see what we were going to call ourselves. And at the time, bearing in mind we were in, stuck, trying to get through the wet. I might just have to get a bit damp. We were in Yorkshire at the time, and there were quite a few design businesses in Sheffield that had got really funny names. I can remember one called Camel, really big agency. And at the time I got rabbits, so we called it Rabbit Design, because this is going to make me sound really old. Can you remember rabbit telephones? When mobile telephones, oh dear, when mobile telephones first came out, and this particular one, you'd got to be within sort of broadcast distance of a shop that had got a signal. That didn't catch on, did it? So we couldn't just call it Rabbit, we tagged Design on the end. Anyway, everybody ever since then has called me Jane Rabbit. And then later, round about the time when we moved here, we became a limited company, and that's when we changed it to the Rabbit Patch. So there you go. And I've always been able to talk the hind leg off a rabbit. So because we'd got this brand new business and we didn't know whether we were going to fail or succeed or what we were going to do, we decided that we would work from home. And at the time, it was quite an unusual thing to do, and you got a little bit looked down on because you were working from home. Certainly wasn't the normal accepted uptake that there is today, because even prior to COVID-19 and everybody being pushed into working from home, you know, there were a lot of people that did what we do and work from home, because when you start a business, you don't know whether you're going to carry on, you don't know whether you're going to make any money. So the overheads of paying for an office are quite a lot out of no wage at first. And then as time passed, it became clear that if we chose to move into an office, that we would never be at home, because we literally worked like dogs, day and night, every day, weekends, for donkey's years. We didn't have any holidays, we didn't have any time off. If the phone rang while we were eating a meal, we jumped up and answered it, and it literally took over. So what do I think to working from home? I think it's fantastic. I mean, after all these years, I've got it off to a fine art now, and now I am better at keeping things under control. I won't say I've got that off to a fine art, but I can certainly switch off a little bit better than I used to do. I would not want to work in an office again. In fact, I have a saying, people laugh at me, no, not really. I have a saying that I would rather clean toilets for all women than work in an office, or work for somebody, in fact. It's very stressful. You've got, if you're self-employed working from home, you've got all the responsibility of earning money, and you're literally as good as your last job. And if you want to continue earning money, you've got to put your customer first, you've got to put your work first, you've got to do everything that you need to do to keep in business and to keep trading and keep earning, because it is difficult. I can't say any other. But the physical aspect of working from home, if you've got an employer and you have been pushed into working from home, that also takes some getting used to as well, because you've got to have enough discipline to be able to stick at your work and get your work done, and then go and do whatever it is that you need to do at home. So all these people at the moment that are homeschooling and looking after kids at the same time as doing the work, then that must be incredibly challenging. Fortunately, I've not got that problem. I've not had children, but you still get drawn into all the domestic things that you do to run your life. But the good side of working from home, particularly if you're self-employed, is that you can fit your work around your home responsibilities. So for example, I'm not keen on going to supermarkets when it's dark in winter after work. So I've always gone in an afternoon, and then I do my work at some other time. I either do it after tea or I do it in the morning, and in recent years I've become just about nocturnal, and I'm up at the crack of dawn every day, and I've done the full morning's work by the time everybody else is getting out of bed, which is absolutely perfect for me. I've got peace and quiet, and I've got a better brain at that time of day, to be honest. I can think better. So you kind of work it to suit yourself. The other thing that I would recommend as well is making sure that you've got some space. You need some space that you can put your stuff down. I mean, if it's going to be a long-term thing, you need a desk. And that doesn't have to be anything extravagant. It can be something as simple as a shelf fastened onto a wall bracket. But you need somewhere that you can just leave your work and walk away, because otherwise it'll drive you insane. Goodness, we've walked a long way. I can remember once walking on the beach with my granddad when we were on holiday. I'd have been about probably 8 at the time, and we were stopping at South Shore, and in fact it was near the Queen's, and he kept saying, let's just see what's around this corner, let's just see what's around this corner. Before we knew where we were at St Anne's, and that sort of went down in family folklore. So anyway, I'm doing me good, exercise and fresh air. So obviously for me this is work, but I've done my 5 hours of admin this morning while everybody else snored. I've had a lovely walk on an empty beach and had the place to myself, and then I'm going to go home and I'm going to have my lunch with my family. So you can't really say any better than that, can you? So if you've enjoyed this, I think we'll try and do a vlog with a view once a week. We'll probably upload it on a Sunday, and then we get into some kind of routine. I'm sorry I've not been able to bring you better weather and some sunshine, but as you can see, it's grey. I mean, it's the middle of July, it shouldn't be like this, should it? It's just starting to rain, so I think I'm going to just manage to get off the beach before I get wet. Just one final thing before we disappear. In the distance there, can you see that wood sticking up? Right on the edge of the tide line, right on the edge of the sea. That's the Abana shipwreck. And now it's starting to spittle quite quickly, so I'm going to make a dash for it and dash back to cover. So you have a lovely day. If you've enjoyed this, we'll do it every week for a few weeks and see how it goes down. Don't forget to subscribe, get notifications, and pass it on to anybody that you think might be interested as well. You have a lovely day and we'll see you soon. Bye.